Welcome back, listeners, to Wins and Losses. I'm your co-host, Joey Lockpo, also with Mr.
Evan Winkler here.
The esteemed scholar himself.
Yes.
How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Talk
Good
about
thing.
some exciting times this weekend.
Oh,
I know
my
you've been
gosh.
pumped up late watching some games.
Oh, boy, I tell you, I know we're a pretty football-heavy podcast, but boy, I have to start with baseball. I am a huge baseball fan, and these playoffs have been fantastic.
Wild.
I have been so into the baseball playoffs lately, especially because the Cubbies and the Tigers are still alive.
How is that possible? The Tigers are still. Let's go.
Winner take all. You want to hear a stat?
I do. What do you got for me today?
The Tigers. Do you think the Tigers, the lowly Tigers, still hanging around? They were the best team in baseball, and they kind of fell off. They've won one game at Comerica Park. One game in the last 32 days. One game.
One game?
And yet there's still one game from the ALCS.
That's crazy.
Is that not nuts? They've
nuts.
won one game at Comerica Park, and they're still one game away.
I like to know how many away games they've won since then. Probably not many more.
Not too many. I know they slumped. They had like an 8-game lose streak, a 10-game losing streak. But all that aside, we're still alive. One game
Game 5.
away.
Anything can happen.
You go beat Seattle in Seattle, and you're playing the Blue Jays for a shot to go to the series.
I know I saw last time when they were they showed Scooble's been 0-3 his last 3 starts versus Seattle. So this is the one.
It's
got to be.
Can't
beat him 4 times in a row.
Not by any fault of his own. I look at Scooble and the way he pitched game 2. He was spectacular. And really, it was tied up 0-0 going into the 6th, and then they gave up some 2 home runs to Polanco, single shots. But you think a 1-run homer shouldn't be able to beat you.
No.
But when their
bats
pitching
gotta
lines
go.
their bats. That's one thing in game 4. Boy, Javi Baez got it going. Riley Green got it going. Torkelson got it going. Carpenter. They all kind of got their little merry-go-round. Hopefully, they still got more in them for game.
Because you're kind of thinking they're down 3-0. The same script as what Seattle's done the last 2 games. It's going to be over. And next thing you know, the offense just blew up. That was so exciting. I was watching that with my son, Luke. So we were liking it. I was talking to my cousin. He's a big Detroit Tigers fan. He lives over there on the west side or the east side of the state. And he was talking about, man, the Tigers just need another bat. Their bats aren't doing it. So hopefully they can do it tonight. And the boys can bring one home, and Scooble can pitch a great game. Hopefully it's a shutout.
Let's do it. Motor City Kitties tonight, man. The gritty Kitties.
The World Series that we want is still alive. The Tigers and your Cubbies, man.
I'm not going to let this go without talking about my Cubbies. Holy smokes. Still alive. Flying the W outside the Lockborough House for the past couple
I saw
days.
it driving down the neighborhood today.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, the Cubbies are still alive. Left for dead after leaving Milwaukee and still hanging around. Took 2 at Wrigley. Got to go back to Milwaukee tomorrow night. Hopefully complete that.
Yeah.
That 3-game.
It's been a crazy series because Milwaukee killed the Cubs at Milwaukee, and then it's been total turnaround.
You talk about it's
Chicago.
early inning runs. I tell you, all the Cubs runs have come in the first couple innings.
Yeah.
I feel, besides those couple home runs last night, but it was over. That 3-run shot by Happ last night pretty much put them over the top, and then great pitching. They actually had good pitching, and that's like with all of baseball. With great pitching goes the
violence, silence the bats. Great pitching does it.
And that's the thing I worry about the Cubs is what pitching staff will show up. Boyd pitched lights out last night. But what's going to happen? Who's going to go game 5? I don't think they've announced who's going to get the ball. No, it'd be interesting to see if Imanaga gets it or
who's going to go from Milwaukee now,
or who else. I don't. Milwaukee's kind of bullpen by committee. They just kind of been pitching their starters 2 innings and throwing in their bullpen.
They pitch whoever, don't they?
I know that Mizorowski, that flamethrower, he throws nothing lower than 103 miles an hour. He's been kind of silencing the Cubs. He does have some heat, but let's see. We might have got them bats going last night. I know Happ hit a big one. I know Crow Armstrong's been playing well. Even Tucker got a dinger last night, so come on, Cubbies. Michael Busch hitting those leadoff homers. You got to do it for me. Lifelong Cubs fan. I got to see him get in the World Series. I know they got the mighty Dodgers next, who won an unbelievable game against the Phillies.
1-1, the 11th inning, bases loaded.
A total pitcher's duel. Comes down to a bases loaded little nubber back to the pitcher, which the pitcher botches.
Can't field it, and he botches it. Did he throw it home? I didn't see the play,
home.
Right?
He threw it home. He bobbled it. Had plenty of time to go to first and get the run. Instead, he freaked out. He panicked. He threw home, threw wide, went wild, a run. He actually, Kim, I think, was the runner coming home for the Dodgers. He missed home plate. He actually went around and had to come back and touch home. But there was nobody backing up the overthrow. So there, it was going nuts. LA was going crazy, and it was just an exciting game. But the Dodgers win so much. It's like, come on, Cubbies, I need you there.
We need it. We need it.
But if Milwaukee wins, I do want the Dodgers. I do not.
I'm going to go Brewers.
I do not like Brewers. Like, you want Brewers?
I did. I picked them to win it all.
You might have the.
My two teams are still kind of alive at the moment.
I want Cubbies and Tigers. So
yes,
we'll see. But that's we got our winner take all Tigers tonight. Winner take all Cubs tomorrow, and then we'll find out next week who's going to be in the AL and NLCS. So it's super exciting baseball times. But we'll go back to college football since we're a football heavy show here.
Yeah, big games this week. I feel like
hey, I got them Buffs from last week.
The winner from last week.
Right.
Joey got him back.
Got the Buffs back.
He stole them back. He got that big Chiefs Jags game.
I did. I picked the Jags to get them.
I went to bed at halftime. I was pretty confident I was going to wake up with the Buffs, but I did not.
Trevor Lawrence came through for me in the class after he tripped and fell.
He tried to trip 5 times. He still got up because Chris Jones was sitting there doing nothing, and he ran in for a touchdown.
But for a big Chiefs guy, he's rocking the Lions this week because the Lions are going to win out there in KC, baby. Yep. We're going to pick that one later for you. But we'll start off with college.
Not sure if this is a hint or not. We'll find out. I could be doing the okey-doke on you.
Gotta hang on and find out. So.
Yeah, the big one of the Big Ten. I guess I feel like there's three really. Yeah, I feel like, but two really big ones. Ohio State and Illinois. I mean, Illinois did get crushed versus Indiana a couple weeks ago. They've kind of responded pretty well. Ohio State's they're just mowing people down. The Texas game doesn't look as sweet as it did, now than it did then.
Now that Texas
because of those polls, we know about the polls. Joyce told us all about the polls. He's educated us about the polls, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. What are you thinking?
I tell you, it's hard for me to fathom if Illinois is truly what Illinois claims to be. They're going to come out and lay another egg like they did against IU. I got to believe Illinois is going to show some fight. It is a home game. That crowd is going to be lathered. Even though it's a noon game, big noon kickoff's going to be there. I know the Buckeyes are looking strong. Their defense just looks incredible right now. But I don't know. There's something that tells me we're due. We're due for one of those weekends.
Could be some upsets.
To just shake stuff up. And, I'm just going to go out and pick it now. I'm saying Illinois is going to pick them off. I really think the Buckeyes are going down.
Wow, he called it here first. That's a big one.
This is the one. I'm going Illinois on this one.
Yeah, it is tough. I feel like Illinois a couple years ago almost beat Ohio State. They almost beat Michigan. Yes. If you remember a couple years ago, too.
Yeah.
Remember Michigan, I think, won at a field goal at the very end.
Yeah, Blake Corum went out.
That was a huge game. So we'll see. The Ohio State, the Buckeyes defense, I feel like has been the difference maker for them all season long. You hear a lot on ESPN or some talk shows about how Matt Patricia's done a really good job disguising his defenses, and a lot of teams don't know what they're in, and their defense has been really solid. So I am going to go with the Buckeyes here. I really hope Joey is correct on this one.
I do too, for many reasons.
Next one, we got SEC. You want to stay in the Big Ten? You want to go through our Big Ten matchups?
Let's go to the Big Ten. Yeah, the Big Ten.
The other one is Indiana at Oregon. That is a huge game. Oregon, I feel like they show that they're probably for real. Indiana, they had a great game versus Illinois, but we don't really know if Illinois is for real. So I think this is a big test for Indiana. Going way out there, out west. Yep. I think teams coming from east to west or west to east, I think that is tough for any opponent, as we saw a couple weeks ago. But like Penn State going out to USC, UCLA. Yep. Here, I'm going with IU. I'm not picking versus Joey's favorite coach, Cinetti. So I'm going to go with the IU Hoosiers. I think their offense, that quarterback, I think they're going to be ready. I think they just feel like their back's against the wall. Their team is better than last year, so I'm going with IU. Because my wife went there.
Big upset there. I know I said it's going to be the weekend to shake everything up, so you guys are probably expecting me to go IU. I'm not going to do it. I'm going.
You thought, didn't you, for a minute?
I'm going Ducks. I'm going Oregon. They, in my opinion, look like the best team in college football right now. They're playing well. They're going home. 3:30 game, Autzen Stadium. That's going to be rocking. For all that IU has done to prove me wrong, and for all that IU has done to like strengthen their hold and their ranking. I'm still not a believer. And I don't know what it is. It might just be the name on the jersey. Just doesn't have me believing yet. I don't know what they have to do. Maybe they have to win the Big Ten. Maybe they just have to win the Big Ten.
It's going to be tough to convince.
I mean, or win the big one. You know, realistically, Michigan was very down last year. They did beat Michigan last year barely, and Michigan was a shell of itself. You know, they did lose against Ohio State, which was their big game. You know, but it's like they haven't really picked off that big team. They haven't proved that you gotta to prove yourself. In my eyes, you have to either beat Penn State, a full strength Michigan, a full strength Ohio State. To really prove,
or Oregon,
or
those 4 teams, right?
Yeah, you know, to really prove yourself that you're worthy of a ranking and to be classified as the cream of the crop in the Big Ten.
Yeah,
IU has not done that yet. They have the opportunity.
They get 2 chances here at the end.
Yeah, they get the opportunity to do it. They got the opportunity against Penn State, and they got the opportunity against Oregon. I am going to go with the Ducks in this one, though. I think Dan Lanning. There's something about that guy. He is crazy like a fox, man.
And it's going to be tough at Oregon. It really is. I think they got a tough test. It's gonna if they go in and win there, that's a big thing for Indiana.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, I agree.
I think they pretty much write their way into the playoffs if they win that game.
Oh, really? I think they got work to do, a little bit of work. But
I think you can lose to Penn State if they beat Oregon, lose to Penn State, and they could lose the Big Ten championship. I think they still get in because they got 2 quality wins. But we'll see. That's going to be a committee thing.
Who would be their second? You think Illinois would be their
Illinois,
second?
yeah.
Okay.
I'd say so.
All right. Okay.
Because Illinois is going to upset Ohio State,
we'll
you said.
See. We forget about
that's huge.
Let's just forget about that other team in the Big Ten, the Maize and Blue.
The one and only.
The one and only. Come on now. We can't leave our boys out of the mix now. You got Michigan traveling out west, going out to USC. Taking on the Trojans.
Which was an amazing game last year.
Prime time battle. I was there. It was the stripe out at the big
that
house.
Was sweet looking.
Khalil Mullins grinding it out down the stretch.
Looked like he was tackled twice.
Man, oh man, what a game. If we get half of the game that it was last year, it's going to be spectacular. I just think...
This is an interesting game
This
for me.
game means so much for both these teams.
Yeah.
I truly feel both these teams could really lose this game and still not be dead.
Correct.
I mean, Michigan would not be dead.
They'd have to win out.
They'd have to win out. You know, and I don't think USC would be dead with what they have left against Notre Dame, and then they have to play Oregon. They would have to win out, but I don't think they're... So it's really not all do or die for these two teams, but it is very, very helpful if they win.
I feel like when you get to 2 losses, you're kind of putting it in the committee's hands.
Right.
If you have 1 loss, I think you're pretty much guaranteed.
There will be 2 lost teams in the playoffs.
Yes.
Mark my word.
There's going to be a lot of them.
There will not be any 3 lost teams, and you can mark that one down. I don't think any 3 lost team, or if it is a 3 lost team, it's going to be a 3 loss SEC team.
Yeah.
That's.
We could have quite a few teams at 2 losses.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you already got Notre Dame. If they went out, they got 2. USC, I mean, they could have 2. Michigan could have 2. Indiana, I mean, the list could go on and on and on.
The list is endless. I mean, Penn State. Don't forget about Penn State.
Yep.
You know,
we're not even saying the SEC
Illinois,
teams. That
I mean,
are gonna have 2
you got
losses.
LSU and Mississippi. I mean, you got a ton of them. A&M, Texas. So yeah. With that game, the USC Michigan, I think Bryce Underwood is going to show out.
You think USC's defense can be a little not too impressed with them?
I do think USC's defense showed a lot of flaws when they played Illinois. I think Michigan's going to exploit them. Until somebody proves they can stop Justice Haynes, I think he's going to run wild, and that's Michigan's game, just ground and pound.
Looks like Elahid, the lineman, offensive lineman, back.
Yeah,
I heard he might be back.
Good.
There's a possibility he might be back this week. We're getting some guys back. Klein might be feeling a lot better.
You know, that's good. I really feel like that is the meat and potatoes of Michigan, you know, building that chemistry in that offensive line. Once they get that running game going and just get that ground and pound, just punch them in the mouth. I don't know if USC is going to be able to stop that. I do think Michigan's going to control the time of possessions, the ball control, just typical.
I just hope Bryce. I hope they have some practice where Bryce is running.
Right.
Get him out. Like he did not do much last week.
No,
May was just part of the program. Hey, we're playing Wisconsin. We can get by without it.
Yeah.
Don't get him hit.
I'm not sure he loves running. I do think they need to use it as an option.
Yes.
I don't think he loves it, and I don't think they love him running. Obviously, they don't want him to take shots and get hurt. He is a big old boy, though. He can deliver the blows just as much as
he just needs to know when to go down and when to go out of bounds or whatever, so he can save him because he's such a weapon. And then they have to put someone on him as a spy.
Which brings opens up that middle. I think Marlon Klein could have a monster game in this game. So I'm gonna pick. I'm just gonna pick. I'm picking Michigan.
I'm hoping Macaulay. Yeah. They keep finding that. I feel like Macaulay can win most matchups. I've kind of noticed last week, and keep going to Marsh. Those guys that can keep catching it.
Sure.
That run game. I think USC has a good offense, but I feel like our defense travels. Doesn't matter where they go. Yeah. They played great against Oklahoma. Our offense just couldn't get enough points, and Oklahoma's a really good offensive team.
Played great against Nebraska.
Played great against Nebraska. They played good against Wisconsin last week. I don't see USC scoring a ton of points. If Michigan can get to 20 points, I think they win. I think they will. So I'm going to pick the Wolverines on a big road win.
All right.
So USC's going to be super mad after this week, and they're going to be playing some in the next week. They're going to hopefully beat.
That's for next week's show. Come into South Bend and play them Irish next week.
So you got the Wolverines, baby.
That's
Let's
right.
go.
We both got Michigan. We agreed on that one.
That's the Big Ten. That could shake up some Big Ten standings. If USC gets 2 losses, they go down a little bit. If Indiana, loses and they're down 1, or if Oregon, either or, there's some big things that can happen in the Big Ten this week for standings.
Got a couple SEC games we're going to pick real quick before we transition to the NFL. We got Alabama traveling to Missouri, an undefeated Missouri team, an underrated Missouri team, a team lying in the weeds. Eli Drinkowitz, their coach out there, feels unrespected, disrespected.
The quarterback could be at Penn State.
Yeah, that's right. Bo Prabula's the quarterback out there in Mizzou. What's going to happen? Is Bama going to go in and just dominate like they did against Georgia? Or are they going to go in and kind of flop like they did against State? I think Bama's going to go in there and take care of business. I think Alabama's going to get it done. I'm going to go with the Tide in this one.
I'm going Tide too, but I love Joy's point he made in the last podcast. Like if you didn't do polls, Missouri should be up there pretty high because they are an undefeated team. They've had some good victories. So I think Missouri will play them tough at Missouri, but I think in the end, Alabama just seems like they are on a team that's on a mission. They might be the team to beat in the SEC right now. So I'm going to go with Bama as well.
I agree. Mike, one question just to stay on Alabama, and I don't want to digress too far. How in the world do you let Justice Haynes go?
I know. That is insane. And how is he not the starting running back there?
Who do they have that could even compare to him that they would say, yeah, we'll let you go. We have this other guy. He
is a stud.
Just to let him walk to Michigan?
He's got the speed. He's got the power.
Thank you, by the way.
And he is... His stats last year Alabama were good.
I'm not saying I don't appreciate that, but I don't know what you got down there in Bama, but thank you. Because Michigan sure appreciates Justice.
Well, really, how do they get rid of him, and how do they let Downs go for Ohio State? Same thing. How do you get both of those players go? That's rough.
Whew, I tell you. So, all right, before we leave college, we got to do that Red River rivalry down there at the Texas State Fair. Got the Oklahoma Sooners with John Mateer coming back.
Is he for sure playing?
17 days. He's listed as probable. After hands, probable means he's playing. After 17 days after he had hand surgery, he's going to go in and play that game against Texas. That changes things tremendously. The line switch. Texas was a 2.5-point favorite. Once they said he was probable, Oklahoma's a 1.5 now.
That is crazy.
He shifts the line, the betting line, if all you guys are betting out there. But John Mateer is the real deal. I tell you, Sooners.
Is it not his throwing hand? Must be.
What's that?
It's not his throwing hand?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what hand it is. But yeah, that's pretty amazing to come 17 days after surgery, ready to play.
One of the best quarterbacks in the nation.
Yes. No, he's a Heisman Trophy competitor there, I mean, it's going to be great. Atmosphere is going to be spectacular. It's always just
neutral
nasty.
Site always.
Neutral site, half orange, half red, that stadium. It's probably the third greatest rivalry behind Ohio State, Michigan, and behind maybe Alabama, Auburn. Texas, Oklahoma is pretty big. Gosh, I tell you, it's a real easy pick with John Mateer back to say Oklahoma's going to come in and dominate, but something tells me that Texas is due. I think Arch is going to come, have a good game, even with their not so strong offensive line, even with their not so strong running game. Something tells me that Texas is going to win. They have to.
There's no doubt about that.
I mean, I think Oklahoma could take the loss there being undefeated.
Yeah.
And they still have a tough road to hoe in the SEC, but Texas can't lose anything else. I mean, they've lost to Ohio State. They've lost to Florida. They can't lose that third game. There'll be a lot of 2-loss teams in the playoffs. They won't be any 3-loss teams. So if Texas loses, they're out completely. That shakes things up. shakes up the future of Sark. That changes the future of Arch. What's going to happen with that program? You know that fan base has money and they have voices, and it's going to get real hot real quick down there for them. So I think the Horns are going to go in there and hook them. And
I feel like there's just too much pressure. They're going to win.
I do.
Because they have that sense of urgency. Boy, I this is a huge game for Arch and Stark. I think it's really a big game for Texas. But I believe in Mateer. I think that guy is the man. I think this is a huge game for Oklahoma, too, because you win this, it just makes the rest of the schedule. You got a few more gimmies the rest of the season because they got to, like you said, it's tough. Or is it tough for everyone going to Oklahoma?
Yeah.
As Joey said a couple episodes ago.
I agree.
So I'm going to go with Oklahoma in the Red River Shootout.
Wow. They're gonna get the old
hook him, baby.
He's going horns down. I'm going horns up. All right, there's a couple other big games we're just gonna mention real quick.
Maybe some upset specials possibly.
We're not gonna pick. Yeah, there are some upsets. I tell you, George, look out for Georgia going into Auburn. I don't think Auburn is near as bad as their record shows. I think Auburn's a very good football team.
They play some tough games.
Georgia might be a little bit inflated. I know they have lost to Bama, and they snuck out of Tennessee with a victory. So look out for Auburn. I'm not going to call the upset in that. I'm just saying look out for Auburn.
And, of course, Florida, Texas A&M, that's another game.
Sneaky
that Florida
Gators,
team,
Sneaky Gators.
as they played a great upset last week. They played some other teams tough. So can they go into Texas A&M, who's playing great, and upset? That could happen.
Billy Napier's playing for his job, really. I mean, every game's for his job. If you're a Texas fan, you might actually want them to lose. So you have a reason to fire your coach, because if he keeps winning these big games, you're not going to get rid of him.
I want Napier to stay. So let's go Florida. Maybe they can get it done here.
Big 12, we got Kansas going into Texas Tech. The Red Raiders remain undefeated. Do the Lance Leipold and the Kansas Jayhawks go in there. Nobody's talking about Kansas. No. Nobody's really talking about
They got a good quarterback. He's been there a long time.
So I look out for that game. Could be an upset. Arizona State, I did hear today that Will Levis, their quarterback, is questionable for the game.
That's tough.
I think if
that's a big game because they both have one loss, don't they?
If he plays, yes, they do. If he plays, I think Arizona State could really make themselves a player in the Big 12. Or if he plays. But if he is unable to play and Utah at home, I think it's going to be too much. But, who knows? Crazy games, anything can happen. BYU's going to Arizona, another Big 12 battle.
Another Big 12.
BYU's kind of laying in the weeds.
There's a lot on the line this week for Big 12 teams. Just kind of see where they kind of shake out a little bit. Because BYU is 4-5-0 and Arizona's 4-1, and Arizona State and Utah 4-1, 4-1. So it's a lot of shaking out.
Yeah, we got another one in the SEC that, if you would have looked at the beginning of the year, was a huge battle. Lenora Sellers and South Carolina Gamecocks going into LSU, Death Valley, Brian Kelly and the boys. Those teams have both had a couple of slip-ups. Neither of them can afford to lose this game, because once again, 3 losses won't get you in there. So
LSU doesn't want to get a second loss this early.
LSU is they got a tough road ahead. But this game would have been pretty marquee beginning of the year. You look at it now, is Clemson really a big win for LSU?
Correct. I think LSU's going to take care of business.
But I do too.
But it could be an upset, though.
I'm just saying, it could be an upset. There's some good games out there. I do think this is going to be kind of a Saturday in college football that might kind of shake things up a little bit. I know I picked the Buckeyes going down. You picked the Ducks going down. I mean, so you never know what's going to happen. We both got the Wolverines.
The Blue.
Both split, Texas and Oklahoma.
We own California.
We
own LA.
Let's hope so, man. Fingers crossed. All right, speaking of owning California, looks like Jimmy Harbaugh is hosting Sharon and the boys at the LA Chargers facility.
While they're away, he's letting.
While they're away, we're gonna.
That's our West facility.
Transition to the NFL. We got the Chargers.
The Bolt Wolverine practice facility down there.
I think they're at home, aren't they? Playing the Dolphins this week.
Is that what they are?
Yeah, I think the Chargers are playing the Dolphins this week.
See. I thought one time we said they were away.
If they are away, they're at Miami, which I like. I like their odds, but I thought it was. It is Miami. Okay, it is. So Michigan's using their facilities while they're
moving
away.
In.
But hey, that'll work. I do think Jimmy Harbaugh is gonna gonna do well, and I really like Mike McDaniel, and I do like the Dolphins, but they're having a tough year.
They're having a tough year for sure.
They've had tough losses.
How about that big game last night? Who would have thought? Eagles started 4-0. They've lost 2 games, and Scadaboo's going running wild.
I think my son Mikey said Scadaboo's his second favorite player now. I'm like, everybody's your second favorite player. Who's your favorite? Scadaboo's just trucking people, scoring touchdowns last night.
Man, if you had him in fantasy football, you are happy.
3 touchdowns, just running people over from the defending champion Philadelphia.
They just pounded them. It's crazy how the Giants killed them.
Golly, who'd have saw that one coming?
Yeah.
Jackson Dart has truly infused some energy with that Giants offense.
He's done a pretty good job. So, and their defense played well. I don't know. I feel like what's going on with the Eagles right now? I know it's early, but they've kind of skated by in some of those other games. I feel like they're just dysfunctional on offense.
I think those first 4 wins might have been some smoke and mirrors.
Yes,
you look at those opponents that they played. They started off 4-0. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, wow, this team's getting ready to roll. Some of those teams they played weren't as strong.
Yeah, and they were close games, too. Yeah, they're not as good as it looks.
You know, so don't be fooled. The Eagles might not have a stranglehold in the NFC East, but you know who might? Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions. I tell you, the Lions got a monster game with the Chiefs this week. Going into KC Arrowhead on Sunday night. Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Taylor Swift's probably going to be there. Doesn't matter. Jared Goff. Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff.
They got Gibbs, baby, running all over the place.
Lions going to show up and show out in KC. I'm going Detroit Lions in that one. I'm picking it right here.
Picking it right now. We're starting right with the Lions. I am going with the Lions as well. The Chiefs really do need a win, but I feel like their division's kind of coming back together. So I think even with a loss, they still got a chance to get in the playoffs. But I got the Lions. They just seem like they're churning along. Their defense is playing solid. Defense has been playing really well.
Yeah, they have.
The defensive coordinator is doing a great job, and the offense, they're on pace to score the most points in NFL history.
Yeah, Hutchinson, I tell you, he's started to come on. I know he had a little bit of a slow start. I know they started against the Packers.
He's comfortable.
People where he's starting to settle in.
I saw him for odds of maybe Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, no, he's starting to turn it on and settle in. So look out for Hutch. Look out, Mahomes. He's coming for you, Big Hutch. A couple other good games that you would have never thought at the beginning of the year these games would be good. We got the Arizona Cardinals going into Indy playing the Colts. They're both Arizona's 3-2, but the Colts are 4-1.
And the Cardinals, the guy doesn't drop the ball at the
they'd be 4-1
inch line.
too,
They probably went. Yes.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm gonna go with Indy in this one. I'm gonna keep rolling Colts. For some reason, I think Indianapolis, maybe the Fighting Pat McAfee's or something,
right?
But I'm gonna pick Indianapolis in this one.
All right, you're going with the Colts. I am going to go with the Colts too. They just feel like they're the hot team.
Yeah, they're hot. They're rolling. They're playing good football. Good football.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing fancy, just running and.
They're just Daniel Jones, comeback player of the year right now.
Yeah,
he's rocking. Then we got the Seahawks and the Jags. The Jags come off that huge victory on Monday night. They're 4-1. They had a new coach this year. Seems like he's really done something with that offense. Really, I feel like Lawrence has a lot more confidence. He's playing really well, spreading the ball around. Their defense is flying around, playing really well. They had that huge turnover versus the Chiefs, went 98 yards for a touchdown. That player, he's been playing really good. So I'm gonna, and Seahawks have been tough too, but I'm gonna go with Jags at home. They're gonna continue the momentum.
It's a good pick. No, I tell you, I can kind of been teeter-tottering on this pick because Seattle's good. Don't get me wrong. Seahawks are a great ball club. Mike McDonald has them playing well. I know they had a couple tough breaks, couple tough games, close games that they should have won last week. Baker, touchdown maker, got them. But if this game were at Seattle, I would pick Seahawks.
I think so too.
I'm going. It's at Duval for the Jags. I'm going to go Jacksonville in this one as well. Go Jags.
Yep. Then we got Baker, touchdown maker.
My guy. You would have thought I'd pick Oklahoma.
49ers?
I should have picked Oklahoma.
I know, just for him.
Just for Baker.
Where's the Oklahoma hat? Where's your Tampa Bay hat?
I do have an Oklahoma.
Oh, see?
I got Oklahoma.
Tigers play tonight.
I don't
have
the Bucks. Yeah, I got to wear Tigers.
Yeah. So we got the 49ers and the Bucks. They got two teams 4-1. 49ers kind of surprising team, I feel like.
Playing well.
The quarterback.
They're in their third string quarter. They got Mac Jones sitting. They got Purdy
Mac
sitting.
Jones? What happened to Mac Jones?
Yeah, he hurt his
he's out?
week or something. Yeah, they're in their third quarterback.
So you can't pick against the Bucks.
Oh, man. You know, Baker touchdown. You didn't even have to ask me. I'm not even going to analyze anything. I'm just picking Tampa because I love their quarterback.
He's got Baker touchdown maker. That's all you need to know.
That's right.
We got the Monday night games.
Couple Monday night ones.
Yep. I think the Bears coming off 2 wins in a row after the 0-2 start with the Commanders. Commanders they got Daniels back. It's at Washington. I'm going to go Washington.
I'm going to go Commanders, huh? I think this is the game. This is the game the Bears have been waiting for. This is the game where they finally turn the corner and turn it on. They start to rip a couple of winning streaks in a row. They're going to win 2-3. I think it starts with the Commanders. I think Caleb Williams. I think the Bears are going to go get a big road victory. I think Ben Johnson and the boys are going to be ready to play. I do think Washington's a great team. Mikey Sanders still on defense. Jane Daniels in offense. Something says the Bears for me. Going Chicago. It's a Chicago kind of day. We got the Cubbies and we got the Bears.
It's going to be a Chicago kind of weekend for Mr.
We got
Lockapo.
hockey started. You got the Blackhawks. You got
Lockapo's locks right there.
That's right. The
Chicago.
Locks. The lock it down.
All right, he always wins the picks usually, so it should be some locks, right? We got the last game, the Bills and the Falcons on Monday night. The Bills coming off that loss.
Yeah, Bills.
Last week, that Sunday night loss versus the Falcons. Falcons have pretty good defense, but I think Bills bounce back.
And going with the Bills with the bounce back. You know, that's really what I wanted to pick. Something tells me Atlanta.
A little birdie is saying something.
Yeah, a little birdie, a little Falcon.
Little Falcon. Might have flown in.
I think Atlanta.
Got those chipmunks maybe for you.
Oh my gosh.
Another podcast.
Yeah, I think Atlanta is something about Monday night. It's going to be in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I think the Falcons are just going to get it. They're going to upset the Bills.
Wow.
I'm calling the upset.
Mr. Buff.
So we're going to rehash. I'm going to go Colts, Jags, Bucks, Lions, Bears, and
Commanders,
Falcons.
Bills. Got two different there.
Those are our NFL picks. We're going to join you back on Monday. We're going to have some recap of the MLB Playoffs. We'll find out who's in the championship series.
Tigers.
We're going to have some recaps of big weekend in college football, see if things kind of shake up or just kind of stay status quo, and the NFL. So please make sure you join us Monday. Please subscribe. Yeah. Tune in to our next show Monday evening. So with that being said, we got a big weekend of football coming up. So as always, go blue.